Welcome to Peep Game TV live show. I'm your coach and teammate, Sade. And I had the pleasure to introduce you all to one of my lifelong friends, my brother. He's an author, he's a publisher, he's a visionary, movie writer and producer, father, grandfather, and retired pimp, my brother, Jashone, Randy Jashone Jackson. How you like that introduction, bro?
you 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 definitely caught me off guard with that. You definitely caught me off guard with that. If I wasn't ready, I'm ready now.
Got you with the introduction, brother. Brought you in.
You hit it right on the nose too. You hit it right on the nose. I don't think you left nothing out.
Okay, that's what it is, man. And look, people, we want this thing to go viral. So we want you to send this to everybody you know, have them send it to everybody they know, and so forth and so on. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get it, man. Let me see. The first thing I want to ask you, brother, is
Well, hold up. Well, let me say. Can I say one thing first?
Go ahead. No,
you can
go
hear.
ahead.
You can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, first I'm gonna say thank you for having me on the show, and you also well, like you just said, we lifelong friends. I was just thinking about that earlier today. I was just because I knew I was coming on the show, and I was just thinking. I was saying, man, like we really knew each other like over 50 years, like like.
Yeah,
You know,
brother.
when you say it,
Say it
you
out
just
loud.
saying it, and you just saying it. But when you know it and understand it, it's a whole different understanding to it, man. I'm telling you, like 50 years of friendship. I know for a fact, it's not too many people who could say that.
Oh,
And if you could, if they could, that's good. But I'm just saying, it's an accomplishment. It's a feat, and it speaks high volumes for me and you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's an honor. It's an honor. You know, basically because people haven't even lived that long yet. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? A lot of people haven't even reached 50 years.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
here we are. You know, headed for 51 years. You know what I'm saying? 51
Yeah.
years of friendship, man.
And I got other friends that I have known for 20 years and 30 years and 40 years, but a lot of them I have fell out with and then came back. It's nothing wrong with falling out with people because that's authentic. So it's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that to have 50 years and never really have an argument or disagreement, at least not to each other. Maybe you did things that I didn't behind, and I said something about behind your back, or maybe I did things that you didn't agree with. You says, but I mean, like to have a face to face disagreement. I mean that's like unbelievable. But anyway, it's an honor to be on your show too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was saying that, to my wife, not too long ago that, you one of the friends that, I haven't had a fallout with. And, it's a few people that I really didn't have fallouts with. Now there are some that I did, but
Right.
there are a few that, we had our disagreements, but nothing real serious like a fallout, a stop speaking to each other type thing.
Right.
Dig?
Right. Right.
Because at the end of the day, life is too short to be bickering and beefing over something small that we can sit down as men and talk about. You
Yes,
know,
true.
because like that's one of the things that we as a team need to start doing better. I'd rather say us as a team. I really want to get away from us as a people because I want us to start focusing as a team, and we playing the game of life, and we all want to win. And as
Right.
teammates, you played sports. As a teammate, everybody has a position they got to play.
True.
And
Yeah.
each position is just as important as the other in order to win. And that's where I would like to see us go as a team now. All right, so
True.
let's get it.
Okay.
First thing I want to start with, in case some ladies watching, what are you looking for in a woman? Being that you're a single man, what are you looking for in a woman?
Um. Well, I gotta answer that like in past tense or maybe future in the
Okay,
future, because
well,
like yeah, because like
answer it the way it makes you feel comfortable. If you got to go
what?
to the past and come up, that's fine with me.
Yeah, because I say that because like right now um I'm okay where I'm at right now. So I'm not really looking for nothing, in a woman. But if hypothetically speaking, if I was looking for a woman or something like that, what would make me happy, or what would I look for in a woman? Um, I like a woman that's goal orientated.
Okay,
I don't want my dreams to be her dreams. I like a woman to have her own mind and her own goals. You know what I mean? While I'm um trying to reach my heights, she also trying to reach her heights. I want a woman with a sense of humor. It's nothing worse than being around somebody with a dry sense of humor. You know what I mean? I like a woman with that's not afraid to laugh, not only at other people but herself. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Um,
dig it.
I like a woman that's I like a woman who is confident in herself and don't need others to cellify herself. Like um I like a woman who knows, like I give you for example, like I have been with women before and we might be going out and she might say to me like is this okay for me to wear, or is this appropriate, or is this, you feel like this is okay? And my answer to that would be if it's okay with you, then it's okay with me. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
I like to have your own mind. Like if something is too short, now I don't want to wear this might disrespect Jashone and myself, or this is too tight, too revealing. I want her to be able to make her own decisions, on that. And most important, I like a woman who is not afraid to show affection. That play a big part with me. Affection, um, like sensitivity, and a
right,
woman who appreciates her own space. Because I'm a person, like I gotta have my own space. So I gotta have my own space. You gotta have your own. She gotta be able to appreciate her own space. And basically that's it in a nutshell. Everything I just said right there. Um, I don't really have to talk about sex or nothing like that. Because
right,
I
right.
mean,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really gotta
See,
say
I
nothing
mean,
like that. But I mean, like if we did have to say something about sex, I'd just say a woman who are not afraid to broaden her horizons, or not, um
Experience new things.
Experience, yeah, not
Yeah,
afraid to
yeah, yeah.
experience new things. Yeah, put it
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
no, no. I dig what you're saying, and I think it's a key factor what you said when you were saying that you want a woman that appreciates her own space, that want her own space.
That's important
I,
with me.
yeah, yeah, and I think that's important for most people. I think far too often what happens is if you have two individuals, if you have an outgoing individual and you have an individual that's basically an introvert.
All
The
right.
introvert wants the outgoing person to, you know, be there up under them. And,
Right.
you know, sometimes I think what happens with that type of situation is you start feeling smothered,
Right.
and
Right.
once you feel smothered, it it kind of takes away from your enjoyment when you're with the person.
Right. Right. And see, that's a big problem. That's a big thing. That's a big thing with me in relationships at my age now. From past experiences, is like um a woman got to be able to have boundaries for not only for me but for herself, and she got to be happy with herself. What I mean? Far as I mean, in your own world. So if we in the same house or the same apartment, uh I could be here and she could be there. You know what I mean? And it's no problem.
Right.
That smothering and all that other stuff, nah, I can't. I just can't.
And that's not always with women. Sometimes there are men who do the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes if you have an individual who is goal oriented and they're pursuing what they're passionate about, and you have another individual that don't have any aspirations, they're kind of dimming the light on the other individual. You
Right.
know, like whether it's male or female, whether it's a man or a woman. And as in relationships, I think it's important to communicate your expectations early in the relationship. I
Mm-hmm.
think far too often people bring what they call their representatives for like the first 6 months.
Right.
So everything is perfect. Everything is I'm not trying to rock the boat. I'm trying to show my best foot. And then okay, the seventh, 8th month get in there. Now the real you come out. Now the person feel like they've been with a fraud for the whole entire 6 months.
Basically,
You know?
and believe it or not, that's how it is. A lot of times when you meet people, you not really meeting the real person like in the first couple of weeks or something like that. They trying to impress you or you trying to impress them. You got to give it time.
Absolutely. Now, you have this saying, when I listen to your show, you know, Mr. Fuck Love. I now
Mhm.
I'm saying this because this kind of leads to the next question, that I'm about to ask you. You know, do you think that your past lifestyle affects the way you view women? And
Um, Let me take a drink on that. Water, see?
there
Water.
you go. There you go. Hey, it's nice and clear,
I
man.
can't
Keep it clear.
I I drink on my show, so I don't want to be the same person on my show that I am on somebody else's show. So it's
No, I
water
can dig.
tonight.
No, I can dig it. I can dig
So if I sound like the same person, you'd be like, yeah, okay, well that's really him then right
it.
there. He drinking water tonight. Um my past life, like as a pimp, I guess you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um I mean, of course, that play a big part in me always screaming that I miss the fuck love on my podcast. But I wouldn't say that's the whole reason in a nutshell. I would say it's because of things that have happened to me and things that I have done to people. And not only that, things that I see and things that I hear and things that I know. Not hear. Well, hear too, but hearing is hearsay. It's things that I know. It's things that I see. You know what I mean? And I'm surrounded by it. Like we all surrounded by it. So a lot of people don't really like to, and that's why I call my podcast the Keeping It Real Show. A lot of people really can't take the real. They want to live in the unreal, I call it. And the stuff I say, the things that I might say, I know it's things that I might have did, but I know for a fact that it's things that other people do too. Um, far as people being married
Right.
and being unfaithful. I mean, I know so many people. I know so many people that's married like 5 and 10 and 15 and 20 years that's unfaithful. Um, I meet women that's in relationships and married. Let me tell you something, man. Like, take me for example. I'll use myself. I'm not talking about other people. If I wanted to, right now, at
Right.
the age I am right now, and I'm not the best looking guy anymore. I'm old now. I'm gray and everything. Uh, um, right now I could have about easy 5, 6 women that I could be messing with and going to bed with right now. Not because of my uh um not because of my greed, or not because of my addictions to sex, or my lust for women, not because of that, because of the women coming on to me. And it's not just me. It's everywhere in the world right now. And I applaud people that's married and living together, and they true to each other. I applaud it, but I just don't know how they could do it. I just don't know. I have seen women. The question you asked me was
Right.
my past.
Right. Right.
I have seen. I'll just say. I don't like to use the word pimp anymore, stuff like that. I'll say promoter. Um, but it is what it is. But I have seen times when I was out promoting parties and I had dancers with me, and they the dancers is married, the dancers boyfriends, the relationships, and I would see them all night long, um uh having sex orally, um missionary or whatever, physically. I would see that.
Right.
And then they would finish the act and get right on the phone and like talk to their man that's at home or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I love you, I'll be home in a minute, so and so and so, this and that. And of course I was living that life, but I still paid attention to what was going on. And I'm not just saying that to talk about dancers, because believe it or not, I seen females and women that wasn't dancers. I'm talking about wives and girlfriends that live more reckless than prostitutes and strippers. You know what I mean? So you can't just never single out a certain person. But But anyway, my past experience, my past lifestyle, yes, it helped me become Mr. Fuck Love, but not only because of that,
Right.
because of, like I said, because of things that have happened to me in relationships and things that I see abroad, with my own eyes. Like, um, I just can't see no people being true. I
Right.
just can't see it, man. And
Well,
I see it, if one person true, the other one is not. I just can't see it.
I
And if you
mean,
show me one couple this happy and faithful, I'll show you 10 that's not.
so I mean, I've heard on occasions from individuals saying, I've even heard it on your show where you said, that cheating made your relationship better. You know what I'm saying? At a point in your mind where you was cheating because it took stress off of you, and I think people look at it from that view. I think there's a lot of people that look at it from that view that okay, if I'm going through if they're going through something at home, now they get the chance to go with somebody else and be free of all that turmoil and paying bills and you know disagreements and the children and arguments. I think that's happening more times than not. And many people, their solution is and even me, I used to be, I'm not going to exclude myself because I used to be one of the people like that. Look, we started talking about bills and we started talking about all the other stuff that ain't right in the house. I'm out. I'm going to, going to be with somebody where that's not the subject,
Right.
because I think, based on social media, we can tell that people want to be appreciated. People want to be, you know, validated, and people want to be liked to some degree. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if you're in a relationship and the relationship is a bunch of turmoil, then I think it's easy for individuals to seek outside the relationship, especially when you don't have good communication skills. When you and the person has went through so much, hardship and turmoil, where when you try to conversate, it turns automatically into an argument. So I think that's one of the things. Now, getting to your point where you were saying that, you know, the love part, I think the Spaniard said it better. It takes a fool to learn that love don't love nobody. You know what I'm saying? So when you saying love, the reality is love is just a four-letter word,
Hmm.
just like fuck. You know what I mean? Shit. There's a lot of four-letter words that don't bring love, that don't mean anything, just the word. I think too many people have different perspectives of love, and they hold on to their perspective of love, and when that perspective is not met, then they feel like they're not receiving love. So I say that to say that we have to, you know as humans, we have to really define what love means to us, what we expect. I think, you know your expectations of love has been diminished in so many cases and so many incidents that it brings about the thought of love don't exist, or people don't. And the real thing is that many people don't know how to love because they haven't really received love in a healthy way. Many people see love as sex. Good sex is love. Uh, Buying them a car is love. Buying them, you know, jewelry. Taking them to work every day. You know your screen is black, right?
No, somebody tried to call me. Wait a minute.
Yeah, your screen is black now.
What I gotta do?
I don't know. I don't know what you did.
How about now?
It's still black. Yeah, you can't mess with them phones when you on there, man. I
Oh,
think I
wait a
did.
minute.
Yeah, I did that before, and messed mine up before. Trying to answer the phone while I was.
No, I tried to send it to voicemail. Wait a minute. You can still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
All right,
Yeah,
hold up.
you blacked out.
Hold up 1 second. Um, 1 minute. Let me see if I could. Let me see if I could. I'm trying to. I keep trying to spin it. But nothing is happening. Hold on 1 second.
All right.
I don't know if I should X out and come back in.
Uh,
Let me see. Let me see
I
something.
mean, you can try it. I don't know if how it's going to work. If you're going to be able to do that, that because
It's still black.
yeah, it's still black. I mean, can you even see me? You can see me,
Yeah, I can see you in.
and do you see yourself?
Yeah, I can see myself too.
So
How about nothing yet, right?
nothing yet. Right.
All right, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me maybe I gotta I'm gonna leave and come back in. I could do that.
I don't know. We can give it a shot. We can give it a shot, man.
Um, cause somebody tried to call me and I sent it to the voicemail. Um,
All right.
Dre said leave and come back. So hold on 1 second.
All right.
And come back. So I'm gonna leave and.
Okay. There we go. There we go.
Okay. Yeah. Now
All
I
right.
know if somebody trying to call me, I just won't touch it.
Yeah. And yeah, and as I was saying, you know,
Okay.
with the love that you've been receiving based on your perspective, you've been being disappointed because it hasn't been shown the way you expect it to be shown. Because okay, let me give you an example based on what you're saying about you know people in relationships and they're cheating in the relationships. So in your mind, the way you envision love is if you love somebody, then you shouldn't cheat. Is that would that be accurate to say that if you love somebody, you shouldn't have to cheat on them?
Yeah, that'd be accurate.
Right. Okay. And believe it or not, my love for my wife And the pain that my cheating caused helped me to be able to curb my appetite. You know what I'm saying? To be able to say, look, because I love her enough, I'm willing to make the sacrifice. Or as you said, you mentioned the other day when you said submissive. So I'm willing to submit to our relationship and be faithful because of the pain that it was causing her. For me, it wasn't no pain. You know, it was pleasure. It was something that I wanted to do the way that I wanted to do it, and it's pleasure. So I'm saying that to say for any, brothers who watching, be mindful of the cheating because to us, it don't mean nothing. It's just something to do. You know, to women, it tampers with their self-esteem because they start looking at themselves like, what are they doing wrong? What are they missing? And all the things that you mentioned when you said you want a woman that is confident and a woman that has a her own mind and don't need nobody to validate her and things of that nature. All of that is taken away from a woman when her man starts cheating on her. All of those qualities you name get
Yeah,
erased. And we as men have to realize that. I mean, those, especially if, like some people say, look, she don't know it don't hurt her. Okay, so I don't, I can't really speak to that. But once they find out and once they know that you've been unfaithful to them, it it damages them in a core way, in a way that is difficult to repair. So what we have is a lot of women walking around here with the mindset that you kind of say, fuck love. You know what I mean? The mindset of really they saying fuck being faithful because the man not gonna be faithful. So now they're doing what men do, and the reality is men and women are more alike than either one of us want to acknowledge, you know? And I think because when we meet and there's a attraction, we're not being honest about who we are and what we want and what we expect from the individual. It's a divide more so than a connection because we're going through the motions of trying to actually build a relationship, but we're not really putting in the necessary work because we're not being truthful. We're not being truthful with ourselves, nor are we being truthful with the person. So I'm saying that to say, go back to the cheating part. If you're not ready to be faithful, then I think it's better to let the person know, look, I'm not ready for a monogamous relationship right now. I like you. I would like to date you, but I'm not ready for that. Both men or women, men and women. I think if that's done, it can alleviate a lot of pain, anger, and division. Because the majority of the relationships that are ending now end on infidelity, you know? And whether you got money or not, and now women have this no tolerance for cheating. A lot of women have that. A lot of women, they've been cheated on so much, so they have no tolerance. Men seem to always have it, which is kind of a contradiction because
Mm.
most men will cheat and see nothing wrong with it. But if they woman cheat, it's the end of the world. What do you have to say about that?
um, I mean, that's a fact. I mean, it's been like that for as far as I can remember. Like I have heard, I have known guys that cheat, and the minute they thought they woman cheat, they was ready to kill somebody. You know, like it was the end of the world.
Right,
I don't know why it's like that. I guess the world tries to um say that it's more patternable for a man to cheat. But times have changed. Like women, women cheating more than men, or not, if not more, just as much as men cheating now. And it's like what you said. They fed up.
right.
They fed up. They fed up with being cheated on. And well, also what you said is true. Women are different now. Their tolerance is different. I know women now for a fact. You cheat on her one time and they done. Like that's it. I seen it. I know it. You know what I mean? But all in all, it's like what you said too. Is from if you're not ready to get in a relationship, I mean, and be true. You know what I mean? Just don't do it if you're not ready.
Yeah.
And a few minutes ago, I heard you say. I meant to. I forgot what you said, but I knew what I was gonna say when I said when I first got in relationships. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like fuck love. Like when you first meet somebody,
Right.
when you first meet somebody, I mean, you attracted to them for whatever you attracted to them for. They're attracted to you, whether it's lust or love or for companionship or whatever. I mean, that's in the beginning. It's almost like the lessons say, like well, the lessons say you gotta constantly build your woman, but something or rewrite it. I would say that you gotta constantly build each other every day because it's so much temptation out here in the world. Like the odds are against you to stay true and stay together. I mean, the odds are against you. I hate to be like on the negative side of
The
things, but
pessimistic side, being
yeah,
pessimistic.
but I mean, but I know it's real. I know
Right.
what's going on. I know that it's people. I know that it's people who live together, and the man, when or the woman, when they on the way to work, they kiss their wife or they kiss their husband. They walk out the door. They go downstairs and get right in their car and text they side chick or side dick. You know what I mean? I mean,
Absolutely.
it's people that doing that. It's people that's pretending that they're at work and they at their side piece home. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's females it's females that got men phone numbers in their phone, and they got the phone numbers listed under a girl's name. It's females that use other females to send messages and bring messages, and I'm just speaking from that point of view because we can sit up here and talk about all the positivity and all the true facts and all the loves um and relationships in the world, but I mean, it's a
So
lot of negative things going on
now
out here in
that
relationships.
brings that what you just said kind of brings me to the next question of you know what are your thoughts about the condition of the black family? You know what I mean? And like I said, I like to use the black the team, the team. I like to start using
You
that.
said
What, What
I
is
didn't hear you. I didn't hear
what
you.
are
Say
your
that again.
thoughts? Yeah, what are your thoughts? Make sure my thing is on. What are your thoughts about the condition of the family right now? The conditions of the family. You know what I mean? The conditions, when I say conditions of the family, the state, the state of the family as a whole. When you look at families, what do you what is your view on the conditions of them? Do you think do you your thoughts about, what are your thoughts about it? Do you think that the families are in a good condition? Do you think they're in a unhealthy condition? Do you think it need improvement? Do you think it's fine the way it is? That type of thing. Like the family structure.
Um, I um, I mean, I feel like a family structure is always gonna be a family structure. Like, I mean, like you're gonna have good homes with and you're gonna have bad homes. You're gonna have two parent families, and I mean, you could have a like me. I grew up with my mother and my father, so you could
Right,
say I'm from a two parent household.
right,
But even though I was from a two parent household, my mother ran the house, and because my father was always at work.
right,
So I don't want to sit here. I can't sit here and say, oh, I was better because I had a mother and a father. You know what I mean? Because it might have been somebody three doors down being raised with just by their mother that was raised in a better situation than me. So I think that it's an individual thing. If we talking about the state of mind
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah, yeah. We talked
this
about all of that.
generation,
Yeah, we talked
if
about
we
all of that.
talking
Yeah,
about,
yeah,
well, it's been a long time. It's been a while since I raised, I raised kids. So I really don't know what the state of mind of, because I really don't know. I can't answer that because I really
okay,
don't know. I know the state of mind of people around my age.
right,
But I
right,
don't think
right,
they really raising. I don't think we raising kids anymore. We moved down to grandchildren, and you know,
right,
um, and of course our knowledge is gonna be our knowledge of doing things is gonna be highly developed because we already been through it, just like our parents been through it. Um, the bottom line, it's no rule book on being a parent. It's all trial and error, and uh, you learn as you go. Some people believe in beating kids. I don't believe in beating kids. Some people believe in beating kids. Some people don't. Some people believe in punishments with taking a phone away. Some people probably believe in beating your ass with a belt.
right,
Some people probably believe in being strict on a girl, a teenage girl. Some people probably be like, "Oh, I'll let her bring a boy home. That way, I'll know what she doing. I don't want her to smoke in the streets. I'll smoke with my kids. That way, I know what they doing." That's a individual thing, but something is wrong. If nothing wasn't wrong, we wouldn't have all the mass confusion that we got going on in the world with uh the the youth out killing, and females getting pregnant, drug overdoses, and uh poor high school graduation rates, statistics. um Things would just be different.
right.
So something is definitely wrong, but I can't my finger on it. I don't know. I wasn't the best parent myself. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't the best. So I imagine the parents now, some of them probably doing the best they could, and some of them
Yeah,
just coasting along.
because the reason I asked that, because okay, we were talking about infidelity, and
Right.
So infidelity to have a side piece actually takes time. You know what I mean? That's time. That's time. Like, my wife used to say to me, that the time I'm putting in with somebody else, I could have been putting in our relationship. And I had to realize that. So the same thing, I would think, takes away from the family. Because
Yeah.
if you're working, say you're working 8 hours, all right?
Right.
Now, when you get off work, you spend 3 of those hours with your side piece or your side dude. Now,
Right.
when you come home, okay, you kind of in relax mode.
Right.
So now your children, what do you have to give them? At the end of the day. So
It's,
I'm saying that I think that infidelity at this point, now that I know better,
mm-hmm.
and now that I've grew into my higher level of thinking, a higher level of self,
Mm-hmm.
that if you want the family to be better, then you're going to have to put the time in with the family and be able to, like, it's nothing wrong with, like, reading books, and that wasn't a big thing for me coming up. Certain books I would read, but the books I wanted to read was books that I felt like would help me be able to navigate. You know what I'm saying? To navigate and do things better. And I
Right.
think I think now it's even less, promoted about reading and having healthy, productive habits, because the media got everything on lock between the phones and the media. Go ahead.
And that but you probably can't see it, but you got some people leaving comments. So I just say peace to the people that's leaving comments. I think it's Master Savior, DK, and somebody J Wiz. So just peace to the people that's leaving the comments in there.
Okay.
Share it, share it, share the show.
Oh,
Um
how you saying the comments and I can't see it?
uh I don't know. I can see the people leaving. Somebody, Jay Wiz, he made a couple of comments.
Okay.
You probably see him afterwards. I
What
can
what he
see him
say?
now.
What he say? You saw you can pull it up.
Um, um, he
What they say?
um he said that he said that that it's a taught tradition, and it depends on the culture you was raised in. Also, it's an opinion based on your own choice. I guess it was about something we said earlier. And then he
Okay.
said, men and women are not the same. So I don't agree with your definition on cheating based on where you live and how you are raised in a society. And then he made another comment saying, I feel Jay Sean because men has a natural nature for multiple women. It's difficult not to cheat because we have been raised to go against our nature. And then I think DK said peace, and Master Savior said peace.
Oh, okay, okay. Let's go with Jay Wise, where he actually said it's in our nature. Now, I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm not saying that it's not in our nature to want multiple women. Now, okay, but there's a way. How about if we're able to do it? Because look at it this way: in order to have a side piece, the side piece know you got a main woman. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So when you look at the side piece, so you've already got one woman to agree to, not being monogamous. So the other thing would be, okay, now if you can get the main one to agree, now you can maneuver. I just think that it it creates complications when you have individuals who are in full blown relationships with multiple people, and you got to be sneaking and creeping to do it. You know, so if and let's look at it this way: when you dealing with, and this is man or woman. Okay, let's use women for an example. Now let's use women. Okay, now you got a woman. She's dealing with multiple men. She gets pregnant. Now when she gets pregnant, she don't know who the father. So now she's gonna either pick the one that she think is more responsible, or she's just gonna just throw it on the one who say he'll be the father. And I say that to say, you know, I, I have two daughters, and I lost time with both of my daughters because of, me being the way I was and women being like me. You know what I'm saying? Where if they being like me, then they had multiple dudes, so you don't know who's who. Now you got a child involved. And now who suffers? The child suffers because at the end of the day, you don't know who the father is. So now you may be excused because this guy just happened to be more of a relationship guy. Maybe, now, and because me, I was the type of guy that, look, a lot of times I was honest with, me not being ready, me not being ready to be monogamous. But it hurt me because women looking at me not being wanting to be monogamous, I didn't find out about, my daughters. And then when I found out it was skept some skepticism, I was skeptical. So
Yeah.
I don't, I think if people want to do it, because they do have something now where people are having multiple relationships, and it's out in the open. It's out in the open. I forgot what they called it. I forgot. It's something they call it now. That you have multiple relationships with people, and it's put out there.
Right.
So I'm not disagreeing with what JY say per se. Now, but what I do know is when we grew up, the culture that we grew up when it came to women, it was promoted that you had more than one woman. Like we were all like the cat that had the most women was like the cat that was a lion. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't think that changed much. I don't think, I think when people see, like, okay, you had the lifestyle of, a pimp, but I had the lifestyle of a player. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I was a player. Like multiple women was that was my lifestyle. It was something that I was comfortable with. It was something that I didn't see no shame in. And there are plenty of individuals like that now. Now, what I say to those individuals is, if you want to play, be willing to pay. And I don't mean pay to have, just pay, for, you know, sex or whatever, because I mean pay for to be able to be there for the children, because you have some individuals out here that have multiple children and not taking care of any. And now this is where, especially the both male and female, grow up with a disadvantage because they missing a part of them. They missing that male aspect in their life. Like men grow up feeling like something was wrong with them because they didn't have a father in their life. And a lot of these young brothers, I think, are out here angry and hurt because their fathers wasn't in their life, and they're wondering like, you know, what happened? Why wasn't my father in my life? And sometimes they blame their mothers. You know, sometimes they say, well, you messed up. You know,
Yeah.
but but just on that note, I want to ask a question now. When when a woman has a baby and the man doesn't stick around, who do you think do you hold the woman responsible for choosing the wrong man, or it's on the man? What do you think about that?
When a woman have a baby and the man don't stay around.
Right. When the man don't do anything for the child, she has a baby, and then the individual don't do anything for the child. Do you blame the woman for picking the guy, or do you blame the guy for being irresponsible and not, doing what he needs to do for his child?
I mean, it gotta be the man. Maybe when I was younger, I would have said it was the woman, but at the age I'm in now, it gotta be the man
Right.
because I mean, I got 8 kids, and a lot of times, like when the females told me they was pregnant, like the first thing I say is like, it ain't mine. You know what I mean? So they didn't know I was gonna say that. It ain't like they asked me before we had sex, like, oh, if I get pregnant, are you gonna stay around? Now they might have been wrong for that, not asking those questions, because maybe those questions that need to be asked. Like if we get before you even engage in sex, maybe females should want to know, like, if you're gonna be around if I have a baby, or like, what's your plans if I get pregnant, or you know anything in that pattern like that.
Now, I think that women should, before they even have sex with a guy, this is my own personal
Hmm.
thought, they should meet his family members.
Oh
You
yeah, I
know what I
think
mean?
so. That too.
Right. I think that's where a lot of mistakes happen because you don't meet the family members until after the baby's born. You know what I
You
mean?
know what?
Go
You
ahead.
know what happened? I don't mean to cut you
Go
off,
ahead.
but
Go ahead.
I used to work. Well, when I was young, I was worked in hospitals, and I met this guy. I forgot where he was from, Bangladesh or Pakistan. When I was young, I was in my 20s, and he was telling me how his marriage was arranged
Right.
by his parents and the girl parents. Like, and in my 20s, man, I could not wrap my brain around that. I just couldn't wrap my brain around it. It was like his family would eat with, they would go to dinner, and it would be his mother and father, his family with her family, and they would sit down, they would eat dinner, and they, like, like they had to get to know their family, and they had to know them, and then they sat and they talked. It was prearranged, and I just thought that was the most stupidest.
Yeah.
uh uh
Asinine thing that you can do. But
I
now,
thought
what
that
is
was
your
the
thoughts?
crazy
Now, what is
that
your
was the
thoughts now?
crazy.
Now, what are your thoughts
Oh,
about
now I believe it should be like that everywhere in the world.
it?
I definitely believe that. I believe that because I mean I have been through so much. Like now, if you look at relationships and you've been in, and you be like, damn, if I knew her father was a drunk, or if I knew her mother was like that, or if I knew her family came from there, or if I knew that, I would have never got involved with them because we wasn't compatible, you know, at all. My parents raised me like this. Her parents raised her like that. You know what I mean? It definitely means something.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
it
yeah. It
means
definitely
something.
plays. Yeah, it definitely plays a part.
Play a big part, and naive or primitive as it may sound. Nah, that's the right thing to do. Everybody should do that before they get married, just like they do in the third world countries. You should get to know their mother. Their mother should get to know your mother. Their father should get to know your father. Y'all should all go out a bunch of times and make sure that, that the kid he was raised right and they got the right goals and everything is right what you want to do before you just put somebody coming from a loving family together with somebody with a family that wasn't shown no love,
Right,
or somebody that's from a abusive family with somebody physically abusive with somebody with a mentally abusive, or oh man, we could go on and on and
right,
on
right.
about
So,
that.
so yeah. So this is what I'm saying. So these type of conversations need to be had because at the end of the day, we need to equip the younger people with the proper ammunition and the proper tools to be able to navigate, in this life the way it is now.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, yeah, there's kudos to all the brothers that's holding it down, that's taking care of their family, that's being responsible,
yes,
that's being loving and caring and compassionate fathers, and the mothers that's doing the same thing because we have them. We have
I
them,
got
you know.
I'm fortunate to say that I got three sons like that. They all good fathers, like all three of them. I got four sons, but one of them don't have children, but the other three, they all good fathers. They all take care of their kids, and I'm not taking the credit for all of it. I'm just saying they all.
Hey, hey, hey,
I'm fortunate to say that I got three sons
that's
this
holding it
raised
down.
that's in their children life. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's important, because that some individuals will be able to say what I didn't have, I want to give my children. And some
yeah,
individuals will say, well, I ain't have it, they don't get it.
yeah,
So we have different types of individuals.
yeah. That's true.
All right, we about to come to our closing, but I got one more question for you before we close out. Now,
All right.
what motivates Jashone to face life head on every day?
What
What
motivates
motivates
me?
what motivates you to face life head on every day? Like, what gets you out of the bed in the morning to make you start your day, to be able to go through your day saying, look, this is another day, I'm ready, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna make this day productive. What motivates you to do that?
Um, what really motivates me to do that is that something that was instilled inside of me, whether it was from my father or from God. Um, I just always been a person that I wanted the world to know my name. You know what I mean? Um, I always wanted to leave a legacy, like, so when it's a long time from now and I'm not here no more, my kids and my grandkids, like, they'll be able to go on YouTube and see stuff I did, or go in the library and see books I did. And not only that, I feel like I still got a lot of life to live, and I got children that's working hard for people, and I got family members in their 60s and their 70s that's still working hard, and I'm striving to be the one to, you know, You know how people say, I just wanted to get my mother out the projects.
Right, right,
You
right.
know, I still hold faith that I'm a person that's gonna be the one. I always thought I would be the person to be the one that save my family. You know what I mean? And I still feel like that. I still feel like I get up every day with a determined idea in my brain that this is the day that I'm gonna be able to come up with an idea or come up with a plan, something to make my whole family tree life better. Like my brother, my sister, my kids, my grandkids. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I get up for. I strive for that every day. And I'm not that far behind. You know, I don't feel like I'm that far behind. You know, I wrote my first book in 2008. Um, I wrote my first movie in 2015. Uh, I started doing my podcast almost 3 years ago. I feel like everything is just a stepping stone to the next thing, and you know, everything is already written. And
Absolutely. I believe that too.
every time you wake up in the morning, you know you still got a purpose here in the world. And that's how I feel. Every time I wake up, I still got a purpose. I still got something to do. Maybe you just haven't found out what it is. Maybe you just don't know what your gift is yet. Maybe you don't know what you've been put here for. You know, um, I just believe that uh, the best is yet to come. The sky is the limit. And sometimes, man, you just got to sit down and say, "Sha," you just got to say that you already went far as you could go, but you just don't know it. Think about it. Uh, think about your life. You know what I mean, or think about my life. You know what I mean.
Right, right.
Um, you doing you a business owner, a home owner. I mean, you doing way better than a lot of people doing. I mean, look what I do. I mean, like I wrote nine movies or something like that, and 7 books, and I'm doing a podcast, and you know I'm okay. You know what I mean? People know me all over. You know, not only in Patterson. You know, I got books that one of my books that been around the world. So I mean, I'm not gonna just sit here and say I'm a failure. You know what I mean? Or I haven't paved the way for anything. You know what I mean? I believe I paved the way. Uh, I believe I paved the way for not only my children or my grandkids. I believe I paved the way for a lot of people, man. They probably said if Jashone could do it, then I could do it. You know, that's how I look, you know. And what they say, you sleep when you can sleep when you're dead. You don't stop until the casket
To
drop,
drop.
you
Don't
know.
stop till the casket drops. So basically, what you're
Yeah,
saying, you motivated by your aspirations. You know what I mean?
right,
What you're aspiring to do, and that brings me back to when we were younger. You and I both left jobs that were promising, that paid good money. Now, the whole reason behind working, I think a lot of people get the misconception about working. Like you either work, I think people working when you're working. For me, it's I went to work so that I could get to a point where I didn't have to work anymore,
right,
or get to a point where I was able to work for myself.
right,
That was my goal when I went to work, and I'm thankful and grateful that I reached that goal. You know what I'm
right,
saying? That I reached, both goals. And I think that, you know, everyone should aspire to that when it comes to work. because the mentality for most of us is we're working to pay bills,
Yeah.
which leaves you in a disadvantage because, as you said, you have older siblings that are still
Yeah.
working, and they're
Yeah.
working to pay bills. So at the
Yep.
end of the day, we have to be mindful as a team. Like I say, us as a team, we have to be mindful of how we accumulate bills and what we spend our money on so that we don't be enslaved by debt. You know, this is where we get enslaved. We get enslaved by debt. Many of us get enslaved because we can't stop working because we got too many bills. So
Right.
if once and because as a team, many of us haven't been educated when it comes to economics. And that's what I think. That's where I want to leave it. That we got to get more educated when it comes to economics. And I heard Killer Mike say something, but I was saying this prior to hearing him that there's 40 million of us in this land,
Right.
and if we could get a million of us to he now this is what he said. I said a dollar, but he said if we can get a million of us to put $10 a month in us, we have $10 million in a month. 120
Yeah.
million in a year. So what will we be able to do by being able to do that? And another thing he said that what he does, and I think that I'm gonna start adopting that is whenever people are doubt what he's trying to do, he cuts them off. He get rid of them because at the end of the day,
I like that.
yeah, at the end of the day, you don't need people to doubt your vision because we're based on energy, and that's an energy already that's defying what you're trying to do. There are people like I believe we're capable as a team to do that. I believe $2.50 a week, put it towards something, and we can make it transparent where everybody can see it, and we can put it in a bank where everybody knows where the bank is. But now we will have access to be able to build our own. You know, that's
Right.
not a lot of money. That's not a lot of money to people spend way more than that on pickets.
I do.
And you know what I'm saying? And this won't be a hope and a dream. This will be something tangible. This will be
Right.
something that we as a team have invested in ourselves. You know, with that being said, we're gonna end right there. And it's been a pleasure having you. I look
Yeah.
forward to having you on the show again.
Anytime. Anytime.
You know,
Um.
go ahead. And if you
Um.
got anything that you want to say before we close, go ahead.
Um. Well, I promote my podcast. Everybody who you get a chance to see this. Tune in on Friday nights. To the Keeping It Real with Jashone podcast. And the phone number is 563-999-3718. That's 563-999-3718. Relationship talk. Um, Also, if you get a chance to see this, share it. Share it on your page. It's just one button. Just hit share. You know what I mean? If you enjoyed it, somebody else might enjoy it. Uh, I'm a firm believer, and you never could get everything you want to get out in one show. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely, absolutely. Because
you,
there's still questions that I didn't even ask you that's still
yeah,
up
that's
there.
what I mean. And believe it or not, it's it's more things that I kind of figured that I wanted to elaborate on, that we, because I mean, when you talking, when you building, you, whenever it's positive, you just could go on and on and on and on and on. You know what I mean? And that's how it is. You know what I mean? But it's all good conversation and dialogue. I mean, I'm a person. I love to talk, especially when it's uplifting. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? And it's positive, and it's something I could take away from it. And I could be like, yeah, okay, that made a lot of sense. You know what I mean? I could use that in my day-to-day life. That's gonna make me a better person, or that's gonna help me tomorrow, or help me next week, or I could tell somebody something that I heard from this conversation that might help them, even though it didn't help me. But I had a good time on the show. I had a good time.
So did
I
I.
gotta I gotta go back over it probably tomorrow and listen to it again. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we drop a lot of important jewels, and when you dropping them, a lot of times you on automatic pilot. So
Right, right.
you know, well, me, I say a lot of things, and then I don't. Sometimes I don't remember everything I said. And somebody be like, "Oh, you said this." I'll be like, "Wow, I can't believe I said that." Like,
Yeah, hey,
um,
that's what it is. I mean, I believe in, the ancestors. I believe, when people leave here, they don't they leave in a physical form, but that energy still remains. That's what I believe.
right,
So
right,
sometimes you may get the ancestor may be putting something in your ear. Look, you need to say
right.
this, you need to say that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So that's
yeah.
that's the way I look at it, man. And it's, one for all for one. Together we stand, divided we fall. So,
Hmm.
let's all come together and start balling.
Yeah,
That's
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 how I feel.
that's it. That's where it's at for us, man. All right, brother.
Yep.
So I
See
said peace.
my cat trying to steal the show. She
Yeah, I see him. If I wouldn't have had the door locked, I'd have had my little dog up here.
Yeah, that's what I said. Next time I gotta put her in the cage, because she like she's a woman. She
Yeah, she
love to
wanted that attention. She
she
wanted
love
that
to
attention.
cuddle. she wanna
She wanted
she
that
love to
attention. And believe it or not, we all want some attention. I
right,
mean, we can see it. Like I was saying on social media. What is it about? Most people doing it for attention.
right. Yeah, they
You
is.
know.
Most
So
people doing it for attention.
yeah. I'm you
Um,
know I- I'm hoping that I can reach and I can teach people. You know what I mean? I'm hoping I be able to
like
impart some wisdom that will help somebody in their life journey. That's the goal for me.
you got a good platform here. I mean, it really it's a good platform. I mean, it really is. It's just as good as anybody else platform. I mean, we ain't up here shucking and jiving, and you know
Right,
what I
right.
mean. We up here. We talking real. We standing on business.
Absolutely. All right, my
Yo,
brother.
it's been a pleasure, Sha. It's been
Same
a
here.
pleasure. Yeah, peace.
Peace.